The latest news about The Equalizer 4 pretty much confirms that Denzel Washington won't be coming back as Robert McCall after The Equalizer 3. So let's break down what we know about the movie and explore how the Equalizer franchise can keep going without Denzel. Just because Denzel isn't keen on doing Equalizer 4 doesn't mean the series has to come to an end. There are some exciting ways the story could continue without its recent star. One idea is to create spin-offs that focus on Dakota Fanning's character Emma Collins. Given her role at the Defense Intelligence Agency, she could step up to help those in need. This might shift the franchise to a slightly less action-heavy vibe, but that doesn't make it any less interesting. Plus, it could still leave the door open for Denzel to make a cameo, which would keep some of that original magic alive. Another route the Equalizer franchise could take is making prequel movies. Director Antoine Fuqua has hinted that they've discussed this idea, which might involve using de-aging technology to bring a younger version of Washington back to the screen. Alternatively, they could recast Robert McCall, potentially with Denzel's son, John David Washington. This could give the franchise a fresh lead while keeping it in the family. Both options are compelling ways to explore the series without needing Denzel to return for Equalizer 4. However, relying on de-aging Denzel in Equalizer 4 isn't a guaranteed win. While there are successful examples of de-aging in films, it's a tricky process and the results can vary significantly. Sure, there are great instances of actors being de-aged, but it's equally easy for the technology to miss the mark. Denzel has rich filmography from his younger days that could serve as a basis for how he might look, but there are more factors to consider beyond just matching facial appearances. One common issue with de-aging actors in action films is that the characters often feel older than they appear. Take Samuel L. Jackson as a de-aged Nick Fury in Captain Marvel, or Robert De Niro in The Irishman. Audiences could easily tell that the characters' movements didn't match their youthful appearances. For Equalizer 4, if Robert McCall is involved in more action scenes as a younger man, the same problem could arise. If the de-aging effects don't live up to expectations, it might even create a disconnect for viewers. A better alternative for Equalizer 4 might be to recast Denzel's role with his son, John David Washington. The two look similar enough that John David could convincingly portray a younger version of Robert McCall. By the time Equalizer 4 rolls around, he'll be in his 40s, allowing for a narrative that could explore McCall's earlier life without needing to de-age Denzel. John David already has some solid action movie experience from films like Tenet and The Creator, positioning him well to take over the role and carry the Equalizer legacy forward. Recasting John David as a younger Robert McCall could bring a fresh perspective to the franchise. Even if the story is set in the 1990s or early 2000s, he can provide a modern take on a character that audiences think they know inside and out. Plus, it would be a cool opportunity for a father and son to share the same iconic role in a series that's already established a strong fan base. While the idea of de-aging Denzel for Equalizer 4 could still be on the table, John David stands out as an ideal choice for a recast. Not only would it maintain continuity within the franchise, but it would also bring a new and exciting dynamic to the character of Robert McCall. Before any specific details about the Equalizer 4 come to light, director Antoine Fuqua already addressed the possibility of a sequel during promotional activities for The Equalizer 3. He mentioned that while The Equalizer 3 was intended to be the conclusion of the franchise, he would be open to making another film if Denzel wanted to come back. This suggests that Washington's interest will play a crucial role in determining whether The Equalizer 4 happens. For fans, this might spark hope that Denzel could return for another lucrative payday. However, if Denzel is indeed the one holding the cards, it's possible that The Equalizer 4 won't happen, or at least not with him involved. Prior to the release of The Equalizer 3, Denzel spoke to ET about his future as Robert McCall, stating, "This is the end for me. It may not be the end, they may do another one, but it's the end for me." This insight reveals Denzel's current mindset about reprising the role. Unless there's a significant change in his perspective, fans should prepare for the likelihood that The Equalizer 3 may be the last time they see Denzel as Robert McCall. Of course, there's always a chance that Denzel and Fuqua could collaborate on a story that excites them enough to make a fourth installment possible, but that seems to be the only way The Equalizer 4 could move forward with its star. In the same interview, Denzel even pointed out that a huge paycheck wouldn't be enough to entice him back. Considering that his salary for the Equalizer films is substantial, if he's not motivated by financial reasons and believes the franchise has reached its creative limit, it's unlikely he'll return. Meanwhile, while the films have enjoyed popularity, another aspect of the Equalizer franchise has been gaining traction independently of Denzel Washington. The Equalizer TV series, which premiered in 2021 between the releases of The Equalizer 2 and 3, stars Queen Latifah as Robin McCall, a former CIA operative helping those in need. Although the show has no direct ties to the movies and is considerably less violent, it has been well received and is entering its fifth season. With Denzel seemingly moving on from the film series, there's potential for the show to connect with the movies in intriguing ways, perhaps by having Dakota Fanning's Emma Collins cross paths with Robin. While this crossover idea is exciting, it also raises some continuity challenges. Both Robin and Robert McCall are CIA operatives with similar missions and names, which could be difficult to reconcile. They could be related, but it might seem a bit far-fetched that both would follow identical paths as vigilantes without any acknowledgement of it. However, if viewers can overlook these issues, it's conceivable that Robin McCall could appear in The Equalizer 4. Before The Equalizer 3 was released, Fuqua mentioned to Entertainment Weekly that he would consider directing a fourth film, but only if Denzel was on board. Despite this condition, the director seems to believe that this might be the end of the road for the franchise. He commented, "I believe this would be it. We've both talked about it that way, but you never know. Listen, Denzel's in shape. He's training every day. If you saw him now, it would blow your mind. He's like 60 pounds lighter, even from The Equalizer. He's really healthy. Yeah, it's up to him. Obviously, if he wanted to do another one, I would as well, but I don't see it. But who knows?" So, while the future of The Equalizer 4 remains uncertain, it's clear that Denzel's decision will largely dictate the path forward for this beloved franchise. And that's that for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. What do you think about the future of the Equalizer franchise without Denzel Washington? If you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section below.